Remember, goals should be stretched. If I can just go get an extra car tomorrow, is that really a goal?
Hey guys, what's going on? Just a very short, spontaneous video. So we are driving just now and we had this conversation about materialistic goals and the fact that very often people try to accomplish materialistic goals for the wrong reasons, right? For example, you want to buy a Porsche, right? But the reason you want to buy a Porsche is because you want to fill some type of void that you have deep inside. Maybe you're insecure, maybe you were bullied back in the day and you never really worked on those issues. So now you feel like having materialistic things, or maybe traveling the world and posting lots of pictures with your laptop by the beach will fix those problems. But the reality is that it won't, right? It may fix those problems in short term, but on the grand scale, it won't. Mark, I'm curious, so you got this car, but I know you could have got this car a few years before.
Yep.
I like your story. I like the fact that you waited. Can you explain why you waited with this Porsches?
Yeah, I speak about this on my channel quite a lot, which is the side effect, starting treating things as a side effect. I think there comes a point in your life in which that when you've built a certain amount of success and wealth and monetary value, within reason, you can access what you want. Like, supercars are not as expensive as what some people think. You don't need to be a multi-millionaire to have a supercar. It's just what you see online. But within reason, if you want a Porsche, you want a Lamborghini, you want a McLaren, you can access it. And you get to a point where the novelty wears off, where you could just get another one. And then you might get excited thinking, oh, that'd be nice to have an Aston Martin as well. Oh, I could get that as well. But where do you draw the line in which these things mean nothing? Remember, a materialistic goal doesn't make or break you. It's understanding what does it represent. I like to look at it as milestones. So rather than attaching my self-worth or self-confidence to it, I mean, people do it with watches and things. People feel like they're so attached to the material, that is what makes them. But that's very, very insecure and something that we need to work on, which is why when I attach things to a milestone, it empowers me so much more, to the point that I can see goals and think, wow, once I do this, then I'll treat myself. So let's say, for example, you have a fitness goal. You might set a goal to reach a certain amount of body fat. You know, you've got to work your ass off, you've got to put in the work, you've got to get into a position that's not going to be easy. And then rather than just treating yourself just because you can, you then treat yourself as something that stretches you. Remember, goals should be stretched. If I can just go get an extra car tomorrow, is that really a goal? You know, if you can just buy it tomorrow, it's not a stretch. Something should push you. Goals should be something that you cannot obtain instantly. So just getting something for the sake of it is not actually going to elevate you to another level. And I found by having this discipline to then put that in place, and I treat myself as a reward, as a milestone, so much better. I mean, this car, for example, I could have got this many times before, many years ago before, but there was a property deal that got very complicated, and I said, once that deal is done, then I'll treat myself to a supercar for the summer. I thought it was going to be a few summers ago. It didn't happen. Deal got complicated, didn't make as much profit than we expected. It got overrun for a while, and then it was the next summer. But I didn't start getting upset thinking, oh, well, I'm in a position to do it. I actually thought, this is such a great opportunity. Most people in my position would just be like, doesn't matter, let's just go get it because, you know, I just want a nice car. But if you lack discipline in areas of life and you don't even stick to your word, you break these little micro agreements in your mind, which is subconsciously really damaging. Because if you say you're going to do something, then you don't. And then you say you're going to do something and then you don't. And again, these little micro agreements in your mind, it starts to affect you negatively, that you can't even take your own word seriously. So I thought, well, if I'm going to take my word seriously, I'm only going to treat myself once it happens. So once the property deal was done, I was like, it triggered in. I'm going to treat myself as a reward. So when I drive the Porsche, I'm like, I feel incredible, because
Triggers good emotions, right?
Yeah, it anchors persistence. It anchors sticking to your word and these kind of things. So wanted to share that with you guys. Hope that gives you more of a thought-provoking type of mind to start thinking about your goals in a different way and not to be so attached to them, and start to look at these milestones and treat yourself as rewards. This has helped me tremendously to elevate.
Yeah, I want to share an example that maybe many of you can resonate with as well. So as a full-time traveler, I like to go to cool locations, but there are still places I haven't seen, right? For example, Iceland. Never been to Iceland. Now, could I go there right now? Yes, I could. Actually, we are filming this in the middle of Corona pandemic, but I know I could fly in, do a test at the airport. My friend just went there, right? And I could just travel around. Could I afford it? Yes. Do I have the time? Yes. Will I do it? No. And the simple reason is that it's one of my dreams to explore Iceland. So if I do it, I want to attach it to another goal, right? I want to attach it to something so it's almost like a reward for that. Or maybe combine it with a project. So for example, go and film something really cool driving around the island. But I wouldn't go there just for the sake of going there, because I feel like on my list of dreams, it's so high that I want to use it almost like as an engine. right? As motivation to accomplish other more important things. So it's just a random example, but I think many of you can resonate with this. Essentially what we are trying to say here is that when you try to accomplish certain goals, whether it's financial, adventure goals, then it's important that you do it for the right reasons. And it's important that you also don't get certain things for the sake of it. Like those purchases, like you could get this car. It's actually, as you said, not that expensive, right? You could probably find secondhand Porsches for like 50K, maybe not 50, 70, 80K, right? A bit older Porsche. You could do that. You could finance it. But the question is, can you really afford it? Is it a smart investment? Are you rewarding yourself for your hard work and discipline, or do you just want to show off? Do you just want to kind of fill that void that you may still have inside, right? So anyway, short video, very spontaneous. We just had a conversation and we figured we may as well just film a spontaneous video and share those thoughts with you. Let us know what you think, and guys, have an amazing day.
Yep, catch you guys soon.